Yes, my name's Joe Tama. Okay, we live about 7 kilometres south of Home Hill. This cane property is about 220 odd hectares. We've been farming Home Hill since 1967, my family. We bought our first little property just down the road from here in 1967. Since then we bought a few other little properties surrounding it there, growing horticulture, mangoes, different products like that too, above and beyond sugar cane, just to supplement the sugar cane industry. Okay, well obviously I'm the head honcho, so they say. My wife, she does all the paperwork together with my daughter Fiona. She's our financial controller, as we run other businesses here too. My son Robert, he's a full active partner in the business himself too. So altogether we run it as a family unit. Our water practice, you know, it's an important issue here for us, not there, and trying to consume as less water as we possibly can. Obviously, is always the motive behind the whole thing. And drills have become a little bit longer in modernisation that they're farming that there, so you've got to try and use it as efficient as you possibly can. Shape of drills obviously a little bit different to back in the old days, just to get the water through. There are new systems out today. There's drip irrigation, there's an overhead sprinkler system out there that are working quite fine too. Personally, I use drip irrigation and furrow irrigation. Oh, well, look, we've got to move with the times, and today productivity is very hard to keep up there. Varieties aren't the same anymore. Our weather patterns aren't the same as in the old days too. We used to get miles of rain at the right times. Now it's a bit all over the shop and that there. You either get too much or too little at the wrong times and that there. So we need to adopt practice that we sort of in charge ourselves of our own destiny, basically. Well, okay, here we've got a couple of issues in this farm here, depending on the soil conditions too. We've got sodic soils and it penetrates a fair bit. We have some salinity in our water, okay, and hence it makes our ground very penetrable, and we probably use 50–60% more water than most other people do. So it's an extra added cost that we have here, not to mention the quality of water. Hence, we've decided to go to trickle irrigation. I believe it's still one of the best options out there to alleviate that problem there. We've had plenty of experience in the past in horticulture of drip irrigation. At the moment, we've got, as you can see behind me here, it's a dual row system that we've gone to with one of the Rolls-Royce type of trickle irrigation underneath that there. We're using a standard sunny hose system to save money. It's a very expensive commodity otherwise to put trickle irrigation out there. The thing is, no water would be leaving the farm for starters. It retains the water in there. The fertilisers go into one spot, it's not distributed all over the place, which even with rainfall can actually disperse it and send it out the other end. Fertiliser, chemicals, we reduce our chemical input obviously, and the way we've harvested, seen behind me here, it's a green cane harvest, reduces the incidence of grass growing. We don't put any tractors over the field at all, hardly anymore. Since the harvest has been here, no tractors have been on the field, so compaction obviously plays an important role. The more you compact ground, the more water runs off. It doesn't penetrate into the ground. So it's definitely got many merits to it for sure. You know, we've gone from maybe 3 sprayings down to 1, and we believe this year we may even do a 0-1. The steps we've taken here to implement the system here is we looked at everything that we had here. In the Delta area, we're using pumping systems directly from under the ground, which means we don't use a very expensive filtration system. We don't need to do that there at all. In fact, we only clean the filter out once a year. Initially, we used this, see behind me, there's a pump here. We used the standard pump that we normally use for our furrow irrigation. Worked quite fine. We butted into it using just a simple technique of a sunny hose with the trickle irrigation, obviously that Rolls-Royce version of it. But we're looking at extending this field here a little bit further down. We will go to a new system, but we found that if you keep the surrounding areas ultimately clean and that doesn't harbour any of these pests in that there, well obviously it's going to keep the field a bit cleaner in it there. Because once they breed and they get in there, then it's hard to get them out. So we've beaten that challenge. We can walk along and feel them even and see if there's any pressure decrease. If there is in any particular drill, we walk the drill until we find that leak there. So it's even simpler to find leaks in this particular way here. Okay, we've only actually changed we put 2 fittings here in the past 12 months. So $5 cost basically, and that's it.
Okay, so basically with the economic analysis, we'll examine the economic implications from you moving from furrow irrigation to drip irrigation on that block. So basically we need to collect a fair bit of data around the new drip irrigation system,
Yes, yeah.
Especially as you said, around electricity costs, around irrigation labour requirements, repairs and maintenance of the irrigation system, And from there, we'll also include changes in yield. You know, if you get more returns from your new system, we'll include that in the analysis.
Yes.
And we'll also take the capital outlays into account. So your investment into the drip, and take that over the life of the investment. So then we can determine whether your investment is viable and acceptable to you. Has it provided you with the returns?
Yeah, no, look, I believe in the trials that we're doing at the moment. It's certainly going to tell a story at the end of the day. We're using a heck of a lot less water for the starters. It's not running off the field. Trickle irrigations keep it within the field. We're reducing our input of chemicals and fertilisers. As I said, zero water leaving the district here, which means less impact on the environment on the outside.